Hello to you all. I was viewing a recent video which came to me by my email. It said Colourful Leadership Power Rangers. Quite an interesting video. This was done by one of the IT infrastructure leaders. There are a few points which caught my attention. The speaker speaks about what are the power of influence of colors in our lives, starting from studies even to leadership styles. Before I can say it was a very interesting video by itself, but I had a few questions. So today we have the speaker himself, and I would like to invite him. So it's nice to have you on the session, and we had a few questions. You have made a really interesting video, and what made you think, this color can play such a beautiful role in the evolution of leadership?
Actually, it all started from we sitting down with the leadership program, and we were actually incidentally talking about leadership style colors, and that is when the concept of my coordination with my child's behavior and talking about Power Rangers came in, and my mentor actually integrated the colors, and when we were studying, everything was matching.
So you mean to say you are trying to be sandwiched between your mentor and child? And
absolutely. Actually, my mentor is a PhD. So I should tell you, so he's a great psychologist, and his view about leadership colors and the Power Range colors instantly turned out to be match. Okay. And it's just that the way we thought we would take that to all the people so that there's a learning out of it, and that's the reason why that video came out in public.
I'll ask you a question. Does you have a boy or a girl?
I have a boy and a girl.
Oh, good. So both of them use a lot of colors?
My daughter uses a lot of colors, my son uses a little.
Are they trained in using palette and mixing colors?
Absolutely.
Do you observe them?
I do, to a certain extent, yes.
Why I'm asking this question is, you also mentioned somewhere in your presentation that you can probably mix a bit of red and white and bring in the pink.
Correct.
Today if you look at the corporate development, we also have a lot of women leaders coming up.
Correct.
And I think men have a responsibility to drive.
Correct.
So in your family, luckily you are balanced. That means probably you have 2 women, 2 girls maybe, and 2 boys. So it's a balanced situation. In which case, I wanted to understand, did that kind of color mixing observation, did it have an impact on you to make some observations in your day-to-day situation?
Absolutely, because if you look at my daughter, right, she, when I presented this video, I was talking about feminish behavior. I did not say feminish, which means we're talking about very, being very lovely character and all that. But not all ladies are of that. Some of the red leaders could also, have red characteristics, not necessarily pink. So if we are coming across, ladies with red characteristics, all the concept says is that men who are supposed to be reporting to the red leadership try to influence white, so that the old relationship turns out into a pink.
Ah, okay.
I did not say it's about individual. Yes, it is about individual as well, but how the relationship works is about blending of 2 colors.
Okay, in that case, I'll ask you a very frank question. Has your mentor also come out with a program where he can introduce, like we have many training programs, we have sales skill programs, we have financing accounting programs, training and development.
Yeah.
Does he have an artist program, like color artist? Do you feel there is a necessity in the...
No, he is actually, I don't want to elaborate on this topic, but he is introducing, another concept that we are likely to release a video probably in about a week or 2. Okay. We're talking about leadership with, artistic, visualization characteristic, a blend of that.
Oh, okay.
We're still about doing that, but that's a different topic altogether.
So that will be quite interesting. Probably you would say more interesting.
We'll try to blend it, but we'll have to do a little research. Okay. If it all coordinates, yes, we will not hesitate to bring the video.
I'll go to one serious question, because this is what I feel many organizations face. Today we talk of a lot of situation leadership.
Correct.
There are some positions which are primarily fixed from statutory functions, like maybe present yourself as an organization. There are a lot of situation leadership comes, which do you feel that the HR practices should have a mechanism to identify this kind of leadership styles by color, and maybe somebody will be walking on a certain day with a red flag, maybe a red shirt, or you'll be having some do you feel that kind of situation?
See, when I presented the video and I was about to summarize it, I did mention that the people should start reading colors, right? Whether it's a manager, or whether it's a peer, or whether it's a family member. And it implicitly includes HR as well. Okay. HR being a very people-centric function, they have a major play, in this concept. If they effectively, watch this video, and if they try to realize how important this, colors are related to the behaviors and styles, I'm sure an HR person practicing this concept will really be very successful. He will be able to predict the character. He will be able to predict the leadership thought process, right? And the entire relationship will blend into a very different direction. Today it's all about you ask, I give, but tomorrow it will be a very coordinated discussion altogether.
So why I'm asking this question is, it's my experience at home. They say that men are bad at colors. They identify only a black, a grey, a blue, probably a white.
Correct.
But the capacity for a woman to identify color is far higher. She is more vivid in the character.
Correct.
So do you feel that in the coming years, women have a much more greater role to play in HR than what is today, or bridging relationships, what you call? That's one of the terms which you use in your discussion. Do you think they'll have a bigger role to play?
Absolutely. See, I think there's a generation change happening at least for the women perspective, right? Women were actually driving the back-end operational jobs. Today they are leading in a lot of areas, and especially if you look at HR, they are the people who are holding key portfolios in large organizations.
Okay.
And absolutely that success is coming because of various other leadership styles that they seem to have acquired over a period of time.
Okay.
And I'm sure they're going to acquire more of it because the women are changing, and I think the change is coming in because of the acquisition of skills that is coming in from various sides, and also I guess the society around the women is changing. So I guess the men are realizing that without empowering women, the world is not going to change, and that's the reason why the women are changing. And because the women are changing and the display is, or the overall perspective is changing around, the men is also changing due to the new style that the women are displaying. So I would believe it's a very coordinated change that seems to have been happening. The men try to influence the women change. The change of women is actually changing like the men community again, which I guess is the mature world. That is leading to a mature world.
So you're primarily saying you'll see a lot of balance in the coming years between the greens and the pinks.
Absolutely, that's the way we look at it, because we don't differentiate genders, right, from the leadership perspective. I guess for some reason the women's society didn't come up at a certain pace, but I guess with this kind of motivation and kind of growth that the women community is coming up, I guess it would be a very different forum in future, because it will be a very balanced leadership forum between men and women.
I'll ask you one question, which I found that most of the times you find that we have leadership styles, and so we attribute colors.
Correct.
What about organizational behavior? Does it have some kind of color? What is
yes. Okay. So when you look at organization, right, it is influenced by the leader of that place. So the moment you're getting into the office, right, the interior layouts, the so-called the behavior of the people around the reception, the so-called receptionist, and the kind of communication that they are talking to you, that gives you a perspective of what kind of leader you are planning to meet.
I understand. Yes.
If the receptionist is probably very warm, and he or she is actually talking to you very pleasant, that means you probably are going to meet a yellow leader. But if the perspective is all about it's like very simple, right? So if the leader is red, right, and if the leader is putting too much of pressure to accomplish tasks, over a period of time, the people being influenced also turn out to be red. So the red and red, obviously, it's like plus and plus being minus, and minus becoming plus again, right? So that is how, see, so if you have a very strong leader, and if you have another strong leader, it's only going to break her. So it's going to be complete chaos. Similarly, if you have a very calm leader, and if you have a very calm leader, it's not going to work. It needs to be a balance between the two. So you can find out. So when you are going, the red's choices, the yellow's choices will have inclination towards his style, his behavior, as well as the way things have been laid out.
Okay, why I'm asking this question is, down the line, I feel that organizations face a lot of challenges. So you need different style of leaders in different functions, though they have been identified at a point of time which is well before. As time progresses, probably you'll have an evolution of a different framework which is coming up.
Correct.
So at that point of time, you are saying that you are working with your mentor to come out with a new structure of communicating through colors. So would it make sense to include, it's my viewpoint, that you also have a module where you always increase the coloration of the organization to meet the marketplace needs. You know what I mean?
So okay, so if I understand it, what you're saying is if the white paper that we have presented today is reality, and if that's what is the starting point, how do we bridge the future leaders with a blend of colors?
That is one. And second thing is, some point of time, at some challenges of the organization need a huge count of red leaders or authoritarian. Sometimes you need a very calm way of handling things, which may be in times of crisis also. Like, you know,
in fact, I guess if you look at the video, if you hear the video I did present, wherever there is supposed to be a Mission Impossible environment or the new environment which is a lot of issues needs to be fixed, it is the red who fixes.
True.
But when everything is done and you need someone to just run the show, it's the yellow who does it. I've already presented that. But what happens is, as you were rightly saying, the perspective of IT world and the manufacturing world is very different. But I would take it back to my leader to see what their perspectives are, because I think we'd have to get into environmental based analysis as well, to see if what kind of color combination would better fit this kind of varied environments.
So it's very nice that you're able to share your thoughts. To sum it up, I will put it that you say that color is important.
Absolutely.
And they will make a difference in the future of the life and lifestyle and businesses. And we'll be looking forward to your next module, and we'll be very happy to have a similar review, and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. And for all the people who are watching, I hope you had a good time talking to me and talking to us. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.